Hey there, folks. I just thought I would throw in a quick video, and normally I'll be doing these on Wednesdays and stuff, but of course I'm very busy with consultations and stuff. So I'm trying to do it on Sundays, sort of like on my day off, where I'll get time to do this kind of stuff. So first of all, I just want to say a huge thank you, because now it's over 4,000 subscribers. Woo! Oh my God. This is incredible. It's amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you as well to all the people that saw me on Diane's tarot and stuff like that. It was fun, wasn't it? She's so cool. And I look forward to doing collaborations with her in the future. We will be working together more in a capacity, but I'll leave that to Diane to announce in her own time. And it's been great also as well. I want to say a big thank you to all of my clients. I have been busy, of course, you know, doing your charts, etc. You know, stuff like this. Why I draw out this, you know, the charts, Drishti, the D1, the D9, etc. And I explain all of that stuff. It does take time, and thank you as well for the new bookings as well. One or two of you, naughtily, have snuck in before January. So because really these were January dates. So just so anyone, for those that don't know, for bookings in January, I'm giving an offer of 33% off if you use Hogie1. That coupon. So I'll put that up, of course, as I normally do in sort of like the writing when I do the edit and stuff like that. And thank you so much as well for the new bookings. It is wonderful. But tomorrow I'm going to be busy. My God, I'm just going to get my food in early because I'm literally back to back. But then things calm down, and then in January, in the new year, things will be more spaced out, because obviously I want to have, pardon me, time as well to do more videos, because a lot is happening. And I really enjoy doing the videos and giving you this information. But also as well, remember, I finished a book back in October. I completed a book, and I need to do like the full edit on that and get that right. I've barely been able to touch it. I've been so busy. Apologies to those who still may not have heard back from me in terms of original inquiries, but I've just had so there's been a lot of interest and stuff like that, which has been wonderful. But what it's meant is I literally can only like process what's in front of me, pretty much, and then make sure, because I do Zoom recordings as well of my consultations with the charts, which is all sent to you. So that's a bit of admin and processing that I have to do as well, which adds a bit of time, but it does complete sort of like the package, so to speak. So I've literally been able just to deal with the people in front of me. I'm going to try and get ahead tonight if I can, and then next week I'm just in there again. It should get easier going forward, because I have scheduled in some time. In fact, I'm taking off a week in December just to kind of chill and relax and eat food. Look, I'm withering away. All this energy, oh my gosh. Anyway, but you guys are amazing. So let's talk about Trumpy-Trump. Oh my goodness, this guy. Oh, man, this guy, honestly, he is something. We're going to be talking about this guy for a long time, because in terms of political history, it doesn't get more cra than this, yeah? And there's more. There's gonna be more. I've had to make notes so I can just keep track of this stuff. So, you know, of course, there's revelations and stuff about Trumpy-Trump's taxes, and you know, and there's going to be lots of stuff coming out, and you know, and whatever you think about what you've heard so far, and whatever you think about Trump and all the scandals and all that kind of stuff, it's worse. It's worse than you think. And there's just going to be some stuff which is literally just going to be jaw-dropping that is going to come out, because we've got the eclipses. Like I said before, we got the big eclipse on December 14th, right on top of Trump's moon, and everything else. And then the inauguration day. I mean, like I said on Diane's tarot, for me that is like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Oompa Loompas everywhere. On one level, it could be incredible. Yeah, on one level, it could be absolutely incredible. But on another level, it could be absolutely bonkers. And when I say anything could happen, I mean anything could happen. Anything. Because the pile up on the inauguration day, which I've got into Diane's tarot in terms of what is going on in the second house of the USA's chart. Let me just do a little game show thing here. Voila. But just to reiterate again, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in sidereal Capricorn. Yeah, 5 planets. With Pluto in there, who is basically the pyrotechnics, and this guy is he's like arsonist in some way. Really is. This is very, very powerful stuff. So on the inauguration day, I mean, he's going to be adjunct a star in the constellation that's in the tail of the eagle in Aquila. And what is the eagle? One of the symbols for America is what? The eagle. Yeah. So here it's it's in the tail of the flying gripe. I've said this before. Now this can go two ways. So it is so it can deal with great skill in war. Could be very dangerous, but when set to virtue, virtue will seek to end wars and bring his country triumph. So basically, it can go either way. This inauguration could be the declaration of some kind of peace, some kind of healing, yeah? Because remember, irrespective, and this is not to be doom and gloom and stuff like this, but this is just reality, and this is a reality that Trump understands. Biden is not president until the stroke of midday on the inauguration day. Remember that, on the 20th of January. He is not president until that anointed time. The drishti, or shall we say the shakti of the stars, yeah? Because basically there's certain things where in life where one has to go through ceremony. So if we think one of the most obvious ones that we all know is like people when, for example, baptism of children, stuff like that. And of course, getting married, yeah? That's often the big ceremony. But also as well, there's other ones, graduation day, yeah? So think of what it's like. You're a student and whatever, but you're not there until you've graduated. So it's kind of like almost like, okay, we see the results have come in. And of course, you know, Trump is disputing them and Trump is just doing his thing, yeah? And his followers, you know, they're living in that world, whatever. But until the stroke of midday, until those vows are taken, Biden is not president yet. Trump understands this. Even though that we're in this lame duck phase, and that's made me, I was just thinking, is it a little bit cheeky, but it made me think maybe we should call, 45, Donald Duck L'Orange. Yeah? Donald, that's his name, Donald Duck. Someone is a bit crazy. We're in the lame duck period, and he's orange. So Donald Duck L'Orange. And Duck L'Orange is, is actually, as we know, it's a meal, it's food, but it's ducks, slowly roasted, gone through, but it's got orange sauce and everything on the top. It's a little bit of over the top, yeah, Duck L'Orange. So I just feel that's appropriate. So, but anyway, I quite like the Trumpy-Trump thing. Let me know your thoughts below. But we're in a very, very unusual situation. So I'm going to share something here. This here, because it's conjunct Saturn, and I said this, like Saturn, all the planets here. So we've got Pluto, Sun, Jupiter, Mercury on the 20th conjunct Saturn. That means Saturn is running things, yeah? They're in his sign. Saturn's very powerful. What's Saturn? The government. Saturn represents government, distribution systems, everything. And he's conjunct this star, which is called the Arrow of Hercules. And it was the it was the arrow that was used to strike down the eagle. Now, those of you who've watched Diane's Tarot, when I did that collaboration with her, I mentioned that, yeah? So this is where Hercules liberated Prometheus, who was tied to the rock by Zeus, which is basically Jupiter. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is actually the ascendant here of America. Yeah, this is the America map, or shall we say chart, which you've all seen now. Here, house number 1, Sagittarius. And what's Sagittarius about? Beliefs. Yeah. Now, there's something very interesting going on, and I'll go on to Trump. But this conjunction on the 21st of January, on the 21st of December 2020, so in a matter of weeks, Jupiter and Saturn are coming together. They're already in the same house, sidereal Capricorn, not Aquarius. Yeah, in Western, remember in Western tropical astrology, it's ahead by 24 degrees. Sorry to be a party pooper on that one, but it is important to talk about it, especially in these historical times, where the planets actually are. Western astrology still works, and I'm not dissing it. But when it comes to things like this is very important, because where the planets actually are tells you the results they're going to deliver. And on Inauguration Day, the planets are in Capricorn, sidereal Capricorn, and Saturn is conjunct the star of Hercules, which killed the eagle that was eating the liver of Prometheus while he was tied to the rock. But what would happen is each night his liver would grow back and the eagle would come back and eat it again. So it deals a lot with a prolonged torture coming to an end. Yeah, a prolonged torture coming to an end. The other part of the story is that it's the arrow of Apollo. And Apollo used it to shoot down the Cyclops, you know, the one-eyed monsters. Just let that dangle for a minute. The one-eyed monsters, yeah? Tunnel vision, literally. And that was his revenge, because the Cyclops killed his son Asclepius, who was the god of healing, yeah, or one of the deities of healing, because the Cyclops made the thunderbolts. Yeah, what's thunderbolts? Are what? Electricity. Yeah, shocks, surprises. Planet Uranus. On the Inauguration Day, the ascendant of the chart at that time will be Aries, which is also known as war. We've got Moon there, the mind. Mars, god of war, Aries, energy, passion, revolt, and uprisings. With Uranus, shocks, surprises, revolutions, yeah? So this is a lot of energy. This is a lot of energy going on. Let me just have a little sip of one of my drinks here. Ah, delicious. Right, so there is a lot going on, and I said in my Diane's Tarot video, Neptune, which can be the planet of deception, but also of spirituality and unity, is square the nodes, and it's all going to be Kala Sarpa on that day. All the planets are going to be one side. So this is a crazy day. Anything can happen. I mean, anything. Trumpy-Trump or Duck L'Orange is capable of anything. We know that. And this is what I think. This is what I think. Now, you know, I've said certain things. He might make a run for it. He might fake his own death. He might pretend to be ill. It could be any one of those things. But on the day, and I saw him, he was at his rally. I couldn't even watch. Honestly, I was just like, I can't even watch. But anyway, we know he had another one of his rallies recently, you know, to sing his song. Remember what they say, the devil gets the best tunes. Just saying. Anyway, I think Trump, on the day, I can see him either, you know, I don't think he's going to be there for starters to, you know, shake hands with Biden. I can't see that. If he is there, then, you know, then I'm wrong, whatever. That would just be a surprise. But I don't see him being there. But one of the main reasons why is because, you know what? Trump may do a rally on the same day as the inauguration, maybe even going as far to declare himself president, yeah? Or, this is something I can see, because even he's not quite that delusional. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. It could also be that Trump, because Trump, is this Trump's chart? Where's Trump? One minute. Here's Trump. It's Trump's chart. Trump has got the sun, and he has got Rahu, and he's got planet Uranus in the 10th house. This is part of what makes him such a radical, yeah? A bit of a gonk, but a radical, yeah? Individualist rebel, yeah? Planet Uranus. The planet, it is literally the planet of uprisings and change, yeah? Shocks and surprises. And he's got that in the 10th house, which is the career, yeah? Career, public name and fame, renown, etc. And of course, every leader's chart blends with the USA chart. So for the USA charts, this is falling. It falls into where? I think it falls into the 6th house. Let me just check. Yeah. Falls into house number 6, and look, Uranus is there. This is in the original USA chart. And by transition, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Aries, which is the sign of rebellion. So Trump's Uranus, where is it? There we are. So Trump's Uranus is basically conjunct the Uranus of the USA chart. Let me just make sure the degree. Did I write down the degree? Oh, you fool. Did you not write down the degree? Oh, here it is. What am I doing? Yeah, this is the USA. Sorry, USA is at 18 degrees. Yeah, 18 degrees Uranus in the USA chart. With Trump, it's at 24 degrees, 47. So that's, that's a pretty tight conjunction, It's a pretty tight conjunction. So this is part of, also, as I've spoken, this is also part of Trump's radical power. The Americans have a soft spot for a rebel, yeah? Soft spot for a rebel. And Trump is rebel extraordinaire, and basically his Uranus is on top of the natal Uranus of the USA chart there, with Rahu, which is eccentric characters, and then the sun, which represents the king or the kingdom, the leader. Yes, there you are. A radical, unpredictable, maverick, eccentric leader. Voila. Who also has his moon in the sign of Ophiuchus, which is the serpent priest. And then, as we know, his Neptune is with Jupiter, and it's all about deception. And, the master of, this is Trump's greatest talents, really, is the master of illusion. Let's put it that way. Because we've got to give the guy some credit, because this man is holding out, and it's extraordinary. And it's because he's got Mars in the 1st house, by the way. Gives a lot of energy. Yeah, a lot of pizzazz. Anyway, so there's that. So I think Trump is so extraordinary, he could declare himself as running as an independent. It came to me in the download today. Because planet Uranus is about independence, and it's about breaking free, and it's about being radical, yeah, and it's about being a rebel. So what would be one of the most rebelist things you could do, which would be, as Biden's being sworn in as president, you declare yourself either as president still, or you declare yourself as an independent. Trump has got so many millions, we know this, millions of people voted for Trump, and that's their free will. Yeah, we just have to respect free will. It's just part of being here on planet Earth. In fact, if there is only one rule that is sacrosanct, it is that. Free will should not be violated. Trump has a lot of supporters, and you know what I think is happening? As reality sinks into the Republican Party, because remember, Bill Barr said it was legit, Bill Barr, my God. Like I said in Diane's tarot, like the planets were tuning in with me, and they said, even the wicked are tired, yeah? People are exhausted. When will this end? And it's just such extraordinary drama. I don't know what we're going to do after this, actually, because, whether you love it or hate it, it is this morbid entertainment. It just sucks people in, and it's part of Trump's power. Yeah, part of his power. So think about it. Okay, he lost the election, yeah? Which we know. When you just tally up the votes, whatever, he lost. Biden got the most votes in history, yeah? But so did Trump. He didn't win, and he didn't win the popular vote. But let me tell you, 74 million votes is nothing to be sniffed at. And of those 74 million that voted for him, or shall we say Republicans that voted for him, about 75% think the election result is not legit. So think about this. So if you're Trumpy-Trump, yeah, and you're using your dark powers and you're thinking, how am I going to get out of this? If he can survive his court cases, which we know are multiple, because for Trump, like you see this big alignment here on the inauguration day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 planets will be in Donald Trump's 6th house of enemies. Like I said, and that can mean that all of your enemies can descend upon you at once. Yeah, they're literally waiting for that 12. On that stroke of 12, Trump knows I could turn into a pumpkin. Yeah. Trump could turn into a pumpkin at the stroke of 12, but let's not underestimate this man, yeah? Because he is extremely cunning, and he's going to try all sorts. However, now remember he's raising money, yeah? He's raising money. So I was just checking my notes. So according to American news, the Trump administration campaign has said it's raised $207 million to fight these court cases. Now, we all know it's BS, yeah? Because when you look in the small print, 75% of that, however millions he's got, can basically just go to his own causes. So basically what he's doing is he is stuffing money into the leaks, yeah? So he's about, they say he's around about $400 million or whatever in debt to Deutsche Bank and whoever else. So, he's just, he's little over halfway. Yeah, let's just say he's halfway. So Trump is like, oh, damn, I still got to keep going. Yeah, because if he concedes, the money's not going to come, is it? No one's going to give him any more money if he concedes. He needs to rinse this out until the 20th. Yeah, think about it. It's still, what is that, 40 odd days? And he's what? He's about halfway on paper. We don't know all the debts, but let's just say he's about halfway. Yeah, because they say the guy owes 400 million or something. So I'm broke, yeah, as they say. He's broke. But he's not broke in the way of I can't have food to eat. It's just that he's got massive debts. So, what do you do? Like any logical person, when you're facing your debts, what do? You tighten your belt or that equivalent. So, of course, he's still got his golden toilet seats and stuff like that. And look, his food bill ain't big anyway, because he only eats McDonald's. I'm not knocking McDonald's. I love a strawberry milkshake myself and a little bit of coffee now and again and a cheeseburger. But this guy practically lives on the stuff because he thinks he's going to get poisoned. But, McDonald's is not going to break the bank, yeah? So, McDonald's is very useful. I don't want to slam them too much. We know it's junk food, but trust me, when you're in a foreign country and you're hungry and you need help, McDonald's can sort you out. Anyway, enough, Hoagie, enough. So he's about halfway. So of course he's not gonna concede. Think about it. He's raising millions. So what he needs to do is stick with the narrative, yeah? And once he's got his money, or as much as he can raise to get himself out of debts, and if he keeps going at this rate, probably in about 3 weeks, he might get there. He then might even start going into surplus. So he's probably thinking, what can I sell? What can I live on to maintain a lifestyle that I'm comfortable with, as long as I can, as long as he can get himself out of jail. Because it's going to cost millions to defend his cases, obviously. Because he's got a lot of people to fight off. Why? Because he's got 5 planets in his 6th house of enemies and litigation waiting for him the second it strikes 12. So he needs to fill the coffers as quickly as possible. Now, as we know with, Duc Larange, his ability to, cast spells and all that stuff, that's working out so far for him. So there ain't going to be no concession. It will just defeat the purpose. If he does concede earlier than the actual inauguration day, it's because he's got his money. So let's see what happens, yeah? And then what I think what might happen is this. Once he's got his money, yeah, because he knows he's got the support, how much more need does Donald have for the Republican Party? Yeah? How much more need? He can just run as an independent. He could throw the Republican Party under the bus. Yeah? This guy is shameless. He's capable of anything. But you know what? The more money he gets, the more confidence he gets, because these people turning up at these rallies lets him know, I have support. Because these people are risking their lives, by the way. So he's like, wow, that's commitment. You know, coronavirus is running rip through the country. There was something I wrote in my book where I was talking about the UK, and I was talking about deaths in care homes, and I just said, you know, the UK government really dropped the ball on that one. And I said it was as if Saturn, in his role as the Grim Reaper, was running a combine harvester through the care homes. You've got that happen in America with bells on. Combine harvesters up and down America, reaping death. You know, it's just astonishing. Neptune has a lot to do with, it's the Great Dissolver, has a lot to do with death, squaring the nodes of the moon, which is not a good thing. Everyone under Kala Sarpa is actually at the, it's actually conjunct, it's actually in the nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada, which means the front legs of the funeral cot, yeah? So, you know, Duck L'Orange, as I've said before, is basically an angel of death. And you know what? There are a lot of, at least half it seems, or close to half of many people, unfortunately in the States, who don't care about that. What can we do? Because everyone has their beliefs. Everyone has their beliefs. So this is going to be a very challenging time. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is challenging stuff. Pluto comes in. And what is Pluto? Planet is the planet of death and destruction and the dark night of the soul. Coming in to the second house of America. It's currently just here. But in January 1st, it crosses into the second house. So it becomes official. The second house is food. Yeah, money, cash flow, values, roof over your head, the face, the voice, the mouth, literally the teeth, literally the food you eat. And what do we have? Queues of cars, 3 miles long, they're saying. People queuing for bread in America. Wow. Wow. So imagine what it's going to be like come January 20th. Because remember, we've had Thanksgiving, you know, so we went from a situation where hundreds of thousands of people potentially spreading the virus to millions. But at the same time, people want to see people, and that's understandable as well. But it's just not good for the virus, is it? So you see this Neptune square here. So here, where it is, this is the star it's conjunct is called Fum al-Samaka, yeah? So it's a master instructing his student. That's what Neptune is doing, yeah? Right now, Neptune is the master of death, put it that way, along with a bit of Saturn influence. But Saturn is looking like the liberation, actually, fair enough, to be fair to him. So, but also as well, this is the transfer of power, keeping on course to see the new era through. Oh, wow. This is profound stuff. So basically, this conjunction, which is happening on the 21st of December, it happened in the 60s, yeah? I think it was 62, 61, 62, that kind of time when it was in sidereal Capricorn. We know what the 60s were like, yeah? Martin Luther King and JFK and blah, 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 and all sorts of craw was going on. Mini skirts and, you know, and the Beatles. Elvis Presley, you know, cultural revolution is when things really change. You know, it was building up in the 50s, and then once the early 60s hit, wow, flower power revolution and all that kind of stuff. So at that point, the conjunction was like this, yeah? It's all Saturn and Jupiter already conjunct because they're in the same house, but the house is 30 degrees wide in whole house astrology. But in the 60s, the conjunction was like that. This one, they are at the same altitude and latitude. And this time the stars, or Jupiter and Saturn, are coming together like this. They come together, they meet every 20 years. After this, they're going to meet for 250 years or something like that, 200 plus years in the air signs. So that really is the age of Aquarius. We've got our footstep, our foot on the doorstep of the age of Aquarius, and we're looking through the front door and going, ooh, that's interesting furniture. Yeah, something like that. But when they come together, this is called planetary war in Vedic astrology. You know, when planets are within a degree of each other, and it's normally the brightest one that wins. Technically, Jupiter is the brighter planet on this one, yeah? So it could be help and optimism wins. But Jupiter is in the sign of Capricorn, which belongs to Saturn. So this is a close fight. We'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, they say the last time in sidereal Capricorn, when Saturn and Jupiter came together, apparently, it's 800 years ago. 800 years ago. And they say this conjunction is also known as the Star of Bethlehem, apparently. And this is how the three kings, who were astrologers, by the way, yeah, because back in the day, when you were a royal person, you had to know astrology. Today we use GPS. Back then it was astrology, yeah? So so all these people that are just like, oh yeah, it's all BS. No, it's not, because it helps you predict stuff, yeah? This is why things are so crazy right now. And this is part of what my role is to do, is to illustrate that. So basically, when these two planets come together on the winter solstice of December 2020, it's going to be the Star of Bethlehem again, allegedly. And just I want to say this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is my speculation, yeah? Okay. So this tells you this is something profound, and it only happens once every 800 years. This is a big deal, guys. This is why we're in this pressure cooker. So what Duck L'Orange will do, who knows? Yeah, but it's going to be something cray-cray. Anything could happen, because remember, Saturn is conjunct the arrow of Hercules, is what? To shoot something. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. To shoot an arrow. So there's going to be something's going to be shot down. But also as well, Sagittarius, or if we think here, Sagittarius is like the arrow of truth. But there is some kind of concept has to fall, and something new has to be born. So it would make sense, of course, Biden, you know, becoming president, something will fall away, something will die, some concept will die. But there will also be something reborn. So it could be, you know, hopefully, you know, as we would hope, Biden is sworn in and Kamala Harris is sworn in, and hopefully that goes without incident. But at the same time, Trump could also be declaring himself as an independent candidate. So it will be almost like the Republican Party could die, be thrown under the bus. Well, that, you know, because remember, like Pluto is the phoenix rising from the ashes. So maybe Trumpy-Trump might reinvent himself, yeah? Because the more money he gets, the more he's able to fight his cases. And the more he's able to fight his cases and potentially survive his dark night of the soul with all these enemies potentially in his house, the more chance he can actually just run as an independent. Why not just run as an independent? They'll support him. He's already got his base that will financially support him. So he could just run his own campaign. He doesn't need donors anymore. Think about it. Doesn't need donors anymore, does he? If he can raise 207 million from his fans, imagine if he declares himself as an independent and say, oh, you know what, Biden, you have it. It was fake anyway. I'll be back in 4 years. I'll be back. Yeah, Terminator style. Think about it. I know what I'm saying might sound a bit cra-cra, but we're in unusual times. These are strange times. Anything is possible. We're at a heightened state, even of free will. And that's why I say to everyone, pray for the highest outcome. But we are under the influence of Kala Sarpa Yoga, yeah? The events are fated. So we have to hope and pray for the highest good of all and see what happens. Trump knows reality to a certain extent, but he knows enough, well, he isn't. But he knows enough reality to know that I am in trouble. Yeah, he knows I'm in trouble. If I don't get my money in to fight my cases, and if I don't pull as many strings as I possibly can, then I am, you know, done for. Also, as well, we were finding out more stuff as well. Trump didn't have just 1 million from his father, in which he turned into billions, apparently. Apparently, it was 419 million that he had, and he was a millionaire by the time he was 8. Yeah? 8 years old. Hats off to him, you know, fair enough. But, you know, it's not that narrative that a lot of people have bought into. So if you're a Trumpy-Trumper, just put that in, yeah? Put a little bit of salt in there, and I know you'll forgive him, and that's fine. But look, there's a consistent pattern here. It really is actually irrelevant. Whatever is said, it's irrelevant because his fans will support him regardless, and that's fair enough as well. But there is this narrative that is coming out, and there's going to be more. Also as well, let me just make sure I've not missed anything, because also as well, remember there was all the tax evasion as well, and that a lot of that money was fake. And in the end, I'm sure, bless him, I'm sure Trump's father was a little bit tired towards the end, because it was throwing, you know, Trump was losing money, going bankrupt all the time. His dad was the prudent one. And, I should say, when Trump was born, if we see here, his Mars in the first house, bombastic character, is at 3 degrees 40 minutes of Leo, which falls into the nakshatra of Maga, which is to do, and the symbol for Maga is the palanquin, the throne. And it means your ancestors have put you on a throne in some kind of way. They're helping you in some kind of way. Trump's father helped him. Maga is the part to do with leadership, kingship, looking after the kingdom. And what's one of Trump's sayings? Make America great again. Maga. The only difference is an H. You know, because in Sanskrit is magha. But, you know, maga, you say it maga. Make America great again, yeah? Think about that. Sometimes it's that literal. So look, there we are. We see lots of stuff is going on. We see what's going on. Let's see here. Anything could happen. And also as well, look at all these death threats to people. You see what's happening? He's even throwing Republicans under the bus now. He's getting ready. He knows he can run as an independent. And you know, with the Stop the Steal campaign and all the lunatics he's got helping him there with that. But you know what? At the end of the day, free will, yeah, it's a tactic, it's a strategy. And it's actually quite an intelligent one. So I'll give him that. You know, I'm not a supporter, but I just see things as they are. Yeah. Anyway, one of the things that I'm also going to say, because I need to pop to the loo, Ivanka is going to come out with something shocking. Yeah. She might even turn. If there's one thing that could really get Trump in the gut, would be that, if she turns, but they're going to put some kind of pressure on her. So let's see how that goes. So in fact, what I'll do is I will pause here and then I'll come back. All right, I'm back. Right, my liquids before I wrap up. So I said Ivanka might come out with something shocking, and I mean it. This could be something really like, oh my goodness. Now, I won't go into the details of that because I have my hunches. And like I said, this is for entertainment purposes only. And of course, I don't want to be taken to court. As simple as that. However, in Trumpy-Trump's chart here, his sun is in the degree of Mrigashira. And also as well, his sun is at the anaretic degrees. So it means that that planet is feeling a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted. It's at 29 degrees, 40 minutes. The sun can also represent the father. So we can see here, it's in the 10th house. So the father was significant. Voila. Now, Mrigashira. You guys need to look up in Vedic astrology, the story of Prajapati, one of the, the divine architect, and his daughter, Rohini. There is a story there, and it's things I've alluded to, but I can't say more than that. Look up that story, and this potentially could describe maybe something in the dynamic of the relationship that Trump has with his daughter. And that's all I'm going to say is that. Look at that myth. Look at that myth. Because this whole scenario, everything that's going on, it cannot stay this way. Something has to give. Even Trump knows that. So just to kind of wrap up, Inauguration Day, my goodness, crazy day. Anything can happen. Let's hope thoughts and prayers for the highest good. Yeah. And like I said, forgive your mothers. You know, forgive your mothers, even if she left you on the bus, you know, and ran off with someone, you know, and you just had to take your own way, you know, make your own way home and tell your father the bad news. Yeah. Forgive, because the vibration has to be as high as possible. We are being so tested, and that moon, yes, the moon in the USA chart is in trouble. Yeah, this is part of the opioid crisis. Like, it's isolated, it's on its own, it doesn't have any support. Americans feel alone. You know, there's no food on the table, no money. Yeah, and the moon needs security. That's why she does so well when she's in the sign of Taurus. Yeah, because it's about fecundity, fertility, food, support. Yeah, the moon needs support. Doesn't want to have to rely on, you know, pills, you know, just to feel sane. Yeah. So, but the moon is queen, equal to the king, and the moon is also mother. Yeah, the mind, also our mother. So when we forgive our mothers, as tricky as it can be, we heal ourselves, we heal her, we heal ourselves, but then you also heal what? Your motherland. Yeah, powerful stuff. Honestly, it's very powerful and important stuff. So I just wanted to share that. So yeah, there could be some shocks there. And what I want to say is, and everyone's like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Karma. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to work out. But Pluto here, whoa, Pluto return. It takes Pluto 248 years to come back to the same position. So think about when the Constitution was written, yeah, or when this was ratified, you know, 1776, yeah? And this Pluto is just coming back. In 2024, it will be exact. Oh my goodness. Imagine. And there's going to be another election at that time. So there's lots of stakes on the table. So look, I want to end this on a positive message, yeah? Aim for the highest good of everyone and pray for the best. Forgive everyone that you possibly can, yeah? Some people you can't, but forgive us. Tell people you love them. You're going to need it. Pray. This is big stuff. Like I said, this Star of Bethlehem, once every 800 years. This is a big deal. I can't stress that enough. This is a big deal. This is Big Daddy WWF wrestling kind of stuff going on, where planets are going to be throwing each other against the ropes, yeah? By this time, 20th of January, where is America going to be at that point? Oh my goodness. Because you know when Pluto aspects planets, you can feel like you're being dragged through the gates of hell. It can feel like that. But within there is an opportunity to transform, yeah? To go to the highest possible as well. Because when you're prepared to face your fears, to face your id, yeah, because that's really in a way what Trump is, a perfect reflection of America's id. And it's come full face. So are we going to transmute that energy, transform it, and will America rise like the phoenix, or will dark influence hold sway? This is what's at stake, and it's based on what? Second house values. What are we teaching? What are the children being taught? Second house deals a lot with education as well. Everything needs to be reassessed. So this is where the battle is. As I tune in, you know what? I see Trumpy running as an independent. You know, why not? Why not? Why not? You know, he can come back. He can come back if he wants. He might run as an independent. That would be one way round. But he has to survive his court cases first. And there's no guarantee of that. There are a lot. He has a very powerful enemies because the sun is there as well. And the sun also represents the government, by the way. And so does Saturn. Yeah. And like I said before, that Pluto is going to be opposite his natal Pluto, and basically his natal Saturn exactly. At the same degree, the exact same degree. So, and that's in his 12th house, which is the 12th house of losses. But then Trump's moon is in America's 12th house of losses. So it's like tit for tat. Yeah, one is connected to the other. So let's see. Let's see what happens. So I want to build in that optimism. Prayer does work. Yeah, prayer has actually been saving a lot of this stuff. So if you think your prayers are wasted, they're not, by the way. So just literally, you know, on the knees, pray every night, meditate for the highest good. See America in triumph. Yeah, in triumph, striding forth. See, imagine the Statue of Liberty where she's holding up the torch. See it bursting into flames. Yeah, guiding everyone, leading the world again, which is what people want. Honestly, America's enemies are just laughing. They've thrown a few logs on the fire, but imagine now it's a conflagration, as they say. Oh, they don't have to do anything now. They can just sit back and turn the marshmallows in the heat and just be like, you know, drink their drinks. Ching, 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 you know, cling, cling, cling. You know, glasses all round. They don't have to do anything. They just watch it just unfold, yeah? Because Trump is like a weapon. He's like a weapon of mass destruction on his own. I'm chuckling. I shouldn't even laugh because it is very grave. But do you know what I mean? It's a kind of circus. But there is free will. Yeah? And Trumpy-Trump is doing his thing. And he has his followers. And that's fine. Well, it's not fine. But do you know what I mean? It's still as valid. However people choose to vote, it's still as valid, because here in Earth School, we have free will, and that's really what it's about. That's really what it's about. So how are we going to use that free will? How will America use its free will? Will it carry on the route that it's going down now? We know where that's leading, yeah? We know where that's going. Or will America turn over a new leaf? Will Pluto turn into the phoenix and rise from the ashes? This waits to be seen. So with that, I will close. A bit dramatic from me, but honestly, this is dramatic times. And as usual, as I would say, if you'd like a consultation with me, then feel free to visit my website, thearchetypalblueprint.com. I'm not sure where, January might be booked out now. I'm just going to have a little look. So let's assume it's booked out. It may not be, but I think it was very close before I went out to meet my friends this evening. But there is February, yeah, which is not too long away. So if you're starting a new business, many people start a new business. If you're looking to turn over a new leaf, looking to start the new year afresh, many people are looking for different ways to learn things. Get in touch. I've got different things that I can offer, not only astrology, but also the archetypes. And as you know, my clients can attest, you know, we really go deep. You know, when you have a consultation with me, we really go deep and we go into everything. Yeah, we go into everything. And it's all good. But at the end of the day, you only discuss what you feel comfortable discussing. But this is a time of great transformation and change. We're going into the age of Aquarius. Everything is becoming more electrical and all this kind of stuff. So the world is changing a lot. So feel free to get in touch at archetypalblueprint.com. Please, of course, like and subscribe as you've been doing. Again, thank you so much for that. And click the bell notification so you know when the next videos are coming. And I just want to say thank you so much. It's been wonderful, but pray for the highest good and just understand we all have free will. And where we put that is up to us at the end of the day, whether we like it or not. That's just how the universe works, and that's how Earth School works. So with that, I don't want to kind of go on too much. It was supposed to be a half-hour video. I failed again. Never mind. And so with that, I wish you all the best. I want to say a thank you again to all my subscribers. You're wonderful, and all my clients. You're amazing. And let's just see what happens. But it's not in the bag yet, folks. Put the champagne on ice, but don't pop any bottles yet. We need to let these eclipses come through and everything else that could possibly happen between now and inauguration and even after. Yeah, so get your wetsuit on, get on your paddleboard, ride the waves, yeah, and pray for the highest good of all. And forgive your mother, yeah? All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.